Hello, my dear. Today, I want to invite you to take a few quiet minutes with me. Imagine we're just sitting together under a shady tree or sipping a warm cup of coffee. The story I'm about to share might just change your life. The book I'll be summarizing today is The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen R. Covey, a true legend in the world of personal development. But this book isn't just about tips to work better or time management tricks. It's more like a compass, gently guiding us back to who we are, helping us grow through our work, our relationships, and most importantly, from within. So, let's start with the first habit, shall we? Habit number 1. Be proactive. Take the first step. Have you ever felt like life is just pushing you along? Whether it's pressure from others, family expectations, or situations beyond your control, it can feel like we've lost our power. And deep down, you may be wondering, when will things finally get better? Stephen says real success starts with those who don't wait for life to be kind, but choose how they respond no matter what happens. It starts small by changing the language in our own heads. From "I can't because" to "let me see if I can." From "why me" to "what can I do right now?" Tiny shifts like these remind us that our lives are still in our own hands. Being proactive doesn't mean we need to race ahead of anyone else. It just means we're no longer victims of our circumstances. Habit number 2. Begin with the end in mind. Start with a clear vision. This one really touched my heart. Most days we're busy, replying to messages, working, doing chores, always moving. But when was the last time we asked ourselves, are all these things I'm doing really leading me to the life I want? Stephen invites us to imagine our last day, not to be sad, but to gain clarity. If someone stood up at your funeral, what would they say about you? How did you make people feel? What did you leave behind? These aren't easy questions, but they help us reconnect with what truly matters. Once we're clear about our destination, our daily life starts to have direction. We stop living just to check things off a to-do list and start shaping a life filled with meaning. Just take a minute each day to ask, did I take a step closer to the kind of person I want to be today? Habit number 3. Put first things first. Prioritize what truly matters. Every day we're surrounded by urgent things, calls to answer, messages to reply, deadlines to meet. But in all that noise, the truly important things often go quiet. Our health, our dreams, time with people we love. Stephen says, don't let what's urgent steal time from what's important. This habit isn't just about time management. It's about knowing what really matters to you and making space for it. You can start simple. Plan your day the night before. Do the most important thing before anything else. The more we do this, the more grounded and fulfilled we feel, and life becomes not just productive, but deeply meaningful. Habit number 4. Think win-win. Seek mutual benefit. We grow up in a world that teaches us, if you win, someone else must lose. But Stephen asks, why must anyone lose at all? Thinking win-win isn't about giving in or pleasing others. It's about creating solutions where everyone feels valued and supported. Yes, it takes time. Yes, it takes honest conversations. But the result? Strong, lasting relationships built on trust. I used to think being kind meant being weak, but learning to think win-win taught me that mutual respect and trust are worth more than any short-term victory. In the end, if our success leaves someone else in tears, can we really call it a win? Habit number 5. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. Listen with your heart. We live in a world full of noise, opinions, arguments, explanations. But how often do we really listen? Stephen reminds us, before we ask someone to understand us, let's first listen, truly listen. Not just with our ears, but with our hearts. Listen to their feelings. Listen to what they've been through. Don't interrupt. Don't rush to fix. Don't judge. Because deep down, every human heart just wants to be understood. I used to think talking well would solve problems. But when I started listening more, I realized that understanding connects us far more deeply than words ever could. When we give the gift of understanding to someone, we receive something even greater in return: trust. Habit number 6. Synergize. Embrace the beauty of differences. No one is perfect at everything, and no one is completely without value. Synergy is the magic that happens when people bring their unique gifts together, not just helping, but completing one another. Maybe you're great at planning, someone else is great at taking action, another has fresh creative ideas. When we listen, respect, and combine our strengths, we can build something we could never build alone. That's the beauty of synergy. It doesn't dim your light. It makes all of us shine brighter together. Habit number 7. Sharpen the saw. Take care of yourself. Working hard is never wrong, but if we never stop to care for ourselves, one day our saw becomes dull. No matter how much effort we put in, everything just feels harder. Sharpening the saw is about taking time to recharge, physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. Sleep well, take a walk, read a good book, or just sit in silence for a while. Remember, taking care of yourself doesn't mean you're lazy. It means you know your worth. You know your energy is precious, and you choose to spend it where it truly matters. And now that we've walked through all 7 habits together, you may have noticed these habits sound simple in words, but when we apply them in real life, they can transform everything: our thinking, our choices, even the direction of our lives. Sometimes we live like we're running on a treadmill, always busy, but never asking, where am I really going? This book isn't just about being more productive. It's about remembering who you are. These 7 habits are an invitation to live with intention. To remember, you can choose your attitude. You can build better relationships. And you are the one designing your life, not a victim of it. Nobody starts perfect, but if each day you wake up and try to be just a little better than yesterday, one day you'll become the person you once only dreamed of. And you won't just be successful, you'll live a life that feels rich, deep, and meaningful from the inside out. If you liked this video, don't forget to like, share, or subscribe. And if there's a book you'd love to hear a summary of like this, just let me know. I want to be your companion on days when you feel unsure, and your quiet strength on days when you begin again. Thanks for being here. I'll see you in the next one. And until then, may your journey be successful and your life full of meaning.